Hey phone, have you seen the movie Shirley Valentine? And she's like, hey wall, don't worry, you're only 42. As in Shirley Valentine, not the wall. Well, my phone is my wall, like in Shirley Valentine. Okay. This is to post on YouTube, and I want it to be of assistance to people who are experiencing deliverance as a new Christian, possibly coming back to the Lord after backsliding, or just in general. Like you often hear, throw out demonic things. Okay, so we've got rid of the tarot cards, the this, that and the next thing. I just want to include a few items that don't look demonic at all in themselves, but may still be harbouring or helping you to hold on to your own demons, because it's about yourself being haunted, right? And pestered by demons, not the house, just because things are falling off the wall and whatever else goes on. Anyway, one of those things could be something like my belt. Can you see this belt that I'm wearing? It still fits me after, when did I have it? I bought it at least 20 years ago, and I won't bother showing you the up-close details, but it's seen better days, but like my own physical self, because I don't look very well today, because a week and a day ago I had major surgery, a full total hip joint replacement, thanks to the team, Dunedin Hospital, yeah, so if you think I look like I might be about to faint, that's why. But yeah, this belt has seen better days. I did try to clean it just before with white vinegar because of the mold or fungusy sort of growth that has taken away the shine, because can you see that it's beautiful, kind of eggplanty purple or beetrooty purple in colour. It's lovely. I loved it. It wasn't that expensive. I did buy it brand new, and I wore it, as my favourite memory of it, I wore it to the fashion show one year that was at the railway station, and yeah, I was just sitting by myself at the end, of course. That's how things usually are with me. And Carol Hirschfeld, I hope that's a correct pronunciation of her name. Carol Hirschfeld. Oh, I think I should put that on my tongue twister practice list, because I've had brain bleedy things happen as well, so I will do that. But Carol, she used to be on TV, long dark, lovely hair, big beautiful smile, because she was late also, and she came and sat beside me, and she didn't have a kind of look about her at all. She just looked like, and it was lovely. Of course I was too shy to say anything back, but it was lovely energy from that beautiful woman. She looked like, she might have been one of my tribe of long lost people that I'm looking to find. Not making any hints or suggestions there. The point is, it's just that something like this belt can just be such a strong memory, whether it's a good memory, and even if it's a good memory, I'm trying to say it's still like something that keeps you dragged into the past, as if, oh, that was my top social moment, or my best girlfriend thing, which wasn't even a best girlfriend thing anyway. But yeah, it can just be a dragger backer, or a tie, because of that, because of who sat beside me that night. I didn't throw it away the first time I noticed the mouldy sort of appearance. It was all white. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have other things to say about other items that have bad connotations. But yeah, I wanted to start with an item that had a good memory attached to it. Yeah, perhaps I should have left it till the last, end on a high note, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's that. And my next major hint is take a photo of it. Take a photo of it. I know it sounds weird, but for those of us who have not had family or social support, a memory of a favourite piece of clothing that, or an accessory that made you feel good when you wore it because you loved the colour, it suited you, it was your thing, and then that was kind of confirmed maybe by Carol sitting beside me that night. Yeah, take a photo of it, and that way you've got the memory and doesn't take up any space, and you can get rid of those things that take up space in your house that you can't bear to get rid of because of attachment to the past. Because the Lord wants us to look forward, right? Yeah. Another thing is, here's something else that I bought around the same time, because there's a lot of these things around now, but these were kind of new in. It was quite a new design. It's been done to death, the little suitcasey thing, but at the same time, silver. I love silver with pretty little stars on it. And again, it wasn't that expensive, just but yeah, at one point it disappeared on me, and ages later, suddenly it appears back in my stuff, and the key is missing. It does not have the shoulder strap anymore, the detachable shoulder strap. The inside, it looks like it's being used as a makeup purse rather than like a wee handbag, which was how I used it, because I only got to use it once or twice before it disappeared. And yeah, it looks all manky. For all I know, it's had witchcraft curses and spells and incantations said over it before it mysteriously appeared back in my stuff years later. So anyway, yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of it. But again, yeah, I might take a photo of it just to, not to evoke a bad memory, but just as a teaching aid, maybe a PowerPoint presentation, because there's a whole lot of things that, yeah, don't look demonic in themselves, but can very well act just the same way as, you know, a deck of tarot cards, or some kind of witchy amulet, jewellery piece. Speaking of things like that. Yeah. Something else that when I was a volunteer and a great worker and an asset to the business, I have to add, at Trade Aid, one part of the fun of working there was like just seeing the lovely stock that came in and being able to put it on lay-by and, you know, take weeks or months to pay it off, and then you had some nice pretty item. At the time I was investigating the delicate art of belly dancing because I had been refused treatment for my back, and it just, I mean, by the medical profession, it just was not going to happen. And I did find that the rib cage raises and it's a bit of an effort now, well, at the moment, yeah, so it was quite good to put that on and, you know, do a bit of a shimmy shake and do these hip raises and that, which actually did have a beneficial effect on my back. But yeah, as a Christian, these are from India. India is not primarily a Christian country, so you just don't know. You just don't know what things can be. And basically the Lord has told me to get rid of everything from Trade Aid. Yeah, when I first bought this, I should explain, it was a lovely belt and not broken at all. I had it in this wee container because it's the sort of thing that gets easily tangled if you're not careful with it. And one day years ago, went to that same container because I was in such pain with my back. I thought, oh, maybe I'll try some of those rib cage movement things. And I found somebody had basically pulled it to pieces and just completely destroyed it. So, nosy person in my stuff, and then nasty person to do that. I mean, it's worthless now. Yeah. And I don't have the patience, and I think it would hurt too much to try and repair this. So, gee, thanks. Thanks a lot, whoever did that. And, you know, that was not stolen property. It was something that I had paid for from an organisation that I did a lot of good for. So anyway, yeah. Do I even want to take a photo of that? I don't know. It's making me feel sick. It's making me feel sick to my stomach just with what happened at that shop. Because it was only this year that I discovered that a lot of money was going missing, which had nothing to do with me, but I was made to look like the one who was taking it. And I was too dumb to understand things that I was being told, like what the person meant when she said to me that, oh, I've been telling people just how clever you are and how you've got all these degrees, and well, you know, thanks to people like, I won't start to name them, I only managed to scrape together a basic BA. I don't have degrees at all, and I could tell that it, she was presenting it to me as if, oh, I've been really paying compliments about you to other people, putting in a good word for you. That's not the way it was, and I knew that, but yeah, I only found out, you know, after 20 years, that, yeah, it was all about making me look like the one who was stealing the money. So, yeah, you kind of forget these things because life just hurts, and then you just say, oh, I just don't do. You know, you can think, oh yeah, I paid for this and it was really nice and lovely and that, but once it's been damaged, and yeah, some things you don't even want a photo of because, yeah. Another thing that instantly brought on a wave of nausea, when I first moved to Auckland in 1986, I mean, I lived out of a suitcase. I had nothing. Boiled my water for a quick coffee in the morning in an old Coke can, and yeah. Anyway, I found this. I still remember. It was $22 in an antique shop. This lovely solid. It was very old even then, but this lovely solid piece of costume jewellery. This little bright red, especially in the sun. I mean, oh, excuse me. Yeah, definitely. Looks a lot brighter and lovely in the sun. But yeah, I came home and the person who was there when I wasn't, because I came home and this was just, I used to wear it on my coat, but well, I got like one chance to wear it on my lovely black coat, and then it was like, because he knew what I had, and so he would have not seen this before and thrown a temper tantrum because how dare I spend my money on myself instead of letting him have it so he could waste it on drugs and or more records or his own stuff. Yeah, so clearly that was how I happened to find it on the floor just down by the skirting board in the bedroom, because he had just thrown it against the wall, and I never did find the stone that was missing, the stone in the middle. So, I mean, it was, I shouldn't have bothered, but because, you know, I loved it so much and it was just new, I'd spent $22 on it. I actually paid, probably cost me the best part of another 10 to try and have the stone replaced, and of course it wasn't a very good match, and so yeah, that is a huge warning flag. Perhaps I should mention this again in a different video, but it's a red flag when you come home and there are broken items that weren't broken before. Yeah, domestic violence, big red flag. And that would be the reason why, because it didn't make sense at the time. You're like, how did that happen? It's not like he would ever say, oh yeah, sorry, I just lost my temper when I saw that. But that is the reason that makes sense. I mean, you know, it's obvious. What else? Because, well, it's obvious to me now, looking back through time. But I had no idea that, yeah, he was not who he was presenting himself to me. And I saw that early on, tried to get away away from him. But because he could tell so many lies, people felt sorry for him, and I kind of do too, really. I mean, this is no judgment, all is forgiven. It doesn't matter anymore as far as that goes, because I mean, you know, he's the one who's going to be explaining himself in hell unless he changes. And yeah, that's not likely. And yeah, he got away with a lot by being a good liar, putting on this baby face, innocent-eyed act, and yeah, he was allowed to get away with it because he had all the family support and I didn't. But anyway, so yeah, red flag, mysterious broken items. It's because they've been searching through your stuff and they think they've got more entitlement to your money than you do, even if you've earned it yourself, which was the case in my case, even if they're not paying a red cent towards anything, which also applied. Yeah, it's abusive. It's abusive to not even apologise or take responsibility or to act like you're doing something wrong by saying, how did that get down there? How come this is broken? You know, because I searched and I could not find the missing stone anywhere. Because I certainly looked, you know, rather than spending heaps more money. Well, it was quite a bit at the time. In the 1980s, late 1980s. Yeah. So that's another thing that needs to be gotten rid of. Don't overlook these things. Like, this is tiny, just in a box, in a cabinet, and just, you really need to be thorough when you're cleaning your house. And yeah, it's not always the immediately obvious things, like tarot cards or pentacles and pentagram jewellery and that sort of thing. It's this sort of thing. You could be harbouring a demon of fear. Fear is a sin. You could be harbouring a demon of resentment. I was never into vengeance, but you could be harbouring one. If you know, I hope there's someone out there that can relate. And yeah, because I really want to be helpful. I want to help other people be set free. And it can be incredibly difficult to find the means to do that. If you have some kind of demon bringing on an instant coma when you try and read the Bible, or you'll settle down to a bit of Bible study and, oh, hang on, what crisis is this that I need to attend to? Or you read it and it just doesn't make sense, or you read it and it just brings out your demon of fear and your sense of shame, which it shouldn't do. So, yeah, it's obvious to very mature Christians, but when you're a baby Christian, it's very easy to just be, I mean, there are ministers and pastors who know more than you do as a baby Christian sometimes. And if you rely on them to help you, you're sunk. You're just as lost. Yeah. I mean, give your life to Jesus immediately, but at the same time, just know what you're doing when you do that. Know what you're stepping into. If you have been involved in things like following astrology or numerology or some other false line of whatever, there's going to be spiritual trouble, and you really need support around you. Sometimes the Holy Spirit is all there is. But yeah, hold fast to the Lord you know who loves you, because that's why you gave yourself your life. to Jesus, isn't it? Because you've had evidence that he is real and he loves you. Okay, next item. Speaking of fate, don't hold on to cheap, oh yes, it's sterling silver. No, it's not. Oh yes, they're opals. No, they're not. And but you just think, wow, I really want a souvenir of this lovely little town. And you know, I can see that I've just been lied to, and you know, it's you know, yeah, it's like, yeah, when you do dumb things like I kind of admitted to doing, kind of wanting a souvenir of a nice town where I was having a great time, and even though I was lied to twice by a shop owner, I still bought the thing anyway. $20. I think this has got a sign on it, as in it's been stamped, but I would be surprised if they were legally, morally, financially, economically allowed to do that, because I've had a lot of experience with silver and it just does not tend to go like that. But hey, I'm not right about every single thing. But anyway, it's more the fact that just, yeah, there was just something about that woman, I suppose, her energy and the way she was looking at me. And perhaps I felt like, oh, I need her to like me because she's scary, which is what can be a side effect of prolonged and extreme trauma. But yeah, so donate it or dispose of it however you see fit. I mean, it's fairly pretty, you know, and someone else wouldn't have that history about it. Sometimes, I mean, I know that, and I've done this before, destroyed obvious occultic symbol jewellery and stuff, like candlesticks or whatever, before. And I know that's the biblical example. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing the right thing, but if I decide, actually, instead of just throwing that in the trash, say something that was given to you in good faith by a guy that you just never liked, and now they don't like you because you didn't like them. I just think, yeah, I threw something like that directly in the rubbish, but then it was like, well, that was actually a beautiful piece of jewellery that someone else could have enjoyed, and I felt like I was disrespecting the guy, and yeah, it just, so pray and donate stuff. Let someone else buy it, and hopefully your prayer, which is for the salvation and the blessing of the person, or towards the person who buys it. I like to think that happens. Yeah, they buy my stuff, they get the result of my prayer, which is, yeah, to be saved and go to heaven once this life is all over here on earth. One last thing, yeah, any sort of thing that you kind of, oh, that's that reminds me of them, but you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. Something else, you can also find things in your home you don't know where they've come from, but they're quite lovely, and they sort of look solid enough that you kind of think, oh, was that on special? And I bought that because my watch was missing at the time or something. I just don't know where it's from. I don't know. Ask your other household members, because it could be from somebody. Well, it could be stolen property, I guess is what I'm saying. For a while, my younger daughter was surrounded by these bad influences who were a bad influence on her. Maybe you know what that feels like yourself, or to watch as a parent your child go through it. But there was an incident where there was a shop in town that was having a sale, and one of these girls was working there and allowed all her mates to come in and just clean the place out. And I was like, you get those things out of my house, and don't tell me, oh, there was a sale and they're all really cheap. Nothing is that cheap. Nothing is that cheap, and not in those amounts. So if that's what they've told you, just know that they've lied to you and they need to be returned. I couldn't get any straight answers out of, I don't mean from my daughter, but I just, because I don't know, I found it difficult to report it, complain without actual names and without, and because so often I'm telling the truth, but it's the lies that get believed. So yeah, I think that these may be part of that haul. I mean, they're quite lovely things in themselves, as in new, not second hand. They must be new, because I don't think they're anyway, I think I'm just starting to ramble. I was getting a bit sidetracked with people that come into the house and have an influence on your children. Donate them if they work, or they're in good. I mean, hey, you know, you didn't steal them. Are they gonna be use? Someone else raise money for the organisation, which is often a charity. Hopefully there won't be thieves in that charity shop or in the management. But yeah, it all adds to the fun, maybe. Or yeah, they could be used by artists as a, maybe that's the vision I had. I thought, oh, maybe I could do like some sort of 3D art piece thing about time, because I've certainly had enough of my time stolen by demons, given away by my own naivety and sin. A lot of times, well, it seems to be most of the time, people think of sins as stuff like, you know, yeah, stealing, murder. They don't think about bearing false witness. They don't think about fear, anxiety, apprehension. That is a sin and needs to be confessed, renounced, and so that you can partner with the Lord Jesus Christ as your daily life progresses, day by day, bit by bit. And that is the end of my video. So bye phone. Perhaps I should have said bye cupboard, because you're in the cupboard, phone. And yeah, from not Shirley Valentine to you, I really hope this helps you to rid your home of physical items that have demons attached, or bring out your demons, or get things manifesting, or give people power. It could be a gift somebody has given you and you've accepted, but it means that your acceptance of that gift means that they have the ability to use it as a key to your home. Okay, alright, have a wonderful day. Did I say the date? It is Thursday, the 28th of October 2021, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having a wonderful, productive, happy and worthwhile day. Hang in there. Bless you.